I'm not happy. I am not happy. I am not happy. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy at all, and you can tell from my face that I'm not happy. Okay, today we're gonna talk. Okay. How are you guys doing? I just finished watching the new Transformers movie. You know, the last night. Yeah. And there's this feeling I get sometimes when I watch stuff that afterwards I want to be like, oh god, there's stuff I want to say about this. And I'm gonna want to say it too. So I'm gonna tell you guys. So, welcome to this Conversensations episode. Today we're gonna be discussing the last Transformers movie, the last night, and basically a little general stuff about the whole Transformers franchise as well. So, sit back and relax.
Well, I turned this conversation into a conversensation.
Oh my fucking god, I don't even know where to start. I seriously don't even... My freaking god. I've been waiting for an opportunity to talk about the Transformers franchise specifically, because I've given like random stuff about it. I've said that I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, okay, expected stuff, basically. Now, I want to get into it a little bit. So there's this... Oh my... So basically with the Transformers movies, we've had what we all knew that we had up till now, you know. Basically Michael Bay being like, I don't know, a fucking deranged person, like, okay, explosions, robots fighting, and not even actually robots fighting in the background of humans running in terror, and military guys like shooting other stuff, and robots in the background, and racist characters, fucking stereotypical characters like, fuck no. And okay, we were like, these are horrible movies, basically. They could be kind of fun at times, but basically, let's just watch. I mean, can get any worse, basically. So let me just take this from the top. We started off with a kind of decent movie, I would like to say. The first Transformers wasn't like an entire disappointment for me. But okay, I was actually a little kid back then, so I didn't have big expectations for movies in the first place. The second movie was like... It was like one of those sequels that you know were not actually planned to be sequels. It's like, okay, so we made a movie, it made money, so now we're gonna make a second one, we're just gonna try to make it more epic, basically. Which happens with a lot of movies, like Hellboy or something like that, which ended up being like a total blowout in the sequel, in my opinion. Okay, and after that, it's just what the Transformers did, they just went with it afterwards, with the same exact thing. Like, okay, let's make another movie, and let's make it more epic this time. And this time let's make another one, and let's make it more epic. Now, some of you might say, okay, so what's wrong with that? You know, try to go higher instead. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that with stories. What you do is you create your story and you have a plan in your head about how it's gonna be. Like, when you make the first movie, you gotta at least have some fucking idea if there is going to be a sequel or not, basically. So you know that the story actually has a flow, so that the different chapters are like connected to each other that make fucking sense. But Michael Bay said, fuck that, I'm just gonna make another movie. It's gonna be more explosions, basically. And not even more explosions, it's the same amount of explosions. And up until now, we've basically had the same thing. Okay, like one more Transformers movie. Okay, same set, basically. Same set, that's it. Same set up until the fourth movie? I don't remember, Age of Extinction, whatever it's called. It's basically been the same set over and over again. And I was okay with that. But no, it couldn't stay like that. They had to make the fifth one. So, I'm going to say a sentence that I never thought I would say in my entire life. Michael Bay really outdid himself this time. He took it to a whole new level. To a whole other level. I mean, you see these fucking movies and you're like, what else is he gonna come up with? How is he gonna make this shit worse? It's like he tries to do that. I mean, oh my God, I really don't know what's wrong with this person. I want to get to know this person. I want to see what he has in his brain. I mean, it's like, I wonder, if you say hello to that person, how's he going to respond? It's going to be like, boom. What was he thinking, man? What was he thinking? So, before I get to telling a few words about the fifth movie, I'm gonna let me just explain to you why I keep watching this stuff. Okay, first of all, there's two reasons why I've watched all of the Transformers movies, and every time a new one comes out, I watch it, and I'm gonna keep watching them in the future. Two reasons. Number one, I loved the Transformers growing up, you know, the cartoons and stuff. I watched it a lot. It was one of my favorite cartoons, basically. So, no matter what they do, when I see Transformers on live screen, I'm always gonna like it. And the second one is, I believe in people. I'm a good person, and I believe people are capable of great change, of great growth, if you will. And so, I believe deep down in my heart that someday Michael Bay, like all people, is going to listen to what the world is telling him, literally, because the world is literally getting, in every chance we get, we express our hatred towards these movies. So I believe every time a new movie comes out, I'm like, hey, maybe Michael Bay actually listened this time. Maybe he's like, okay, maybe I've overdone it with the explosions. Maybe he's watched it and he's counted the explosions himself and he's like, God, man, yeah, that's actually too much. Or with the stereotypes, or with the humor that he uses, or with the shots that he's getting, which are like just spectacle and nothing else, no build whatsoever, if that makes any sense. And so every time I watch one of the new Transformers movies, I'm open-hearted, and I sit down, I'm ready to be amazed. Okay, because I believe that this time he might have actually heard it. And the thing is that with the Transformers, he actually has like a great tool in his hands, this person, basically. Because the Transformers are an amazing idea. You can do amazing stuff with this story and with this concept, basically. But this guy, man, this guy, every fucking movie, I'm shaking my fucking table, every fucking movie, it's like this person has listened to, he's literally listened to all of the comments that the world has to say. He knows exactly what people say they hate about his movies, and is like, okay, they don't like these stuff. I'm gonna do more of that. More. What don't they like? They don't like explosions. More. They don't like bad sexual references at inappropriate times. More. They don't like stereotypical characters or stereotypical robots from outer space, for fuck's sakes. More. And this time, man, this movie, I was on the verge of pausing that shit and just dropping it halfway through, which is something I never do. I never do, because, as I told you, I'm a very accepting person when it comes to movies, and I never give an opinion about a movie until the credits come, because I feel that at any point it can turn around, man. It can turn around. I mean, even if halfway through you're like, okay, this movie sucks, it can give you like a great twist near the end. It could have like an amazing ending or something like that. So I always watch stuff. I always stick with stuff. I sat through a lot of shit, man. I sat through a lot of shit to give them the benefit of a doubt. As I told you, I sat through Hellboy 2 all the way. I sat through Spider-Man 3. I sat through Pirates of the Caribbean 4 and 5. I sat through Independence Day 2. Fucking Independence Day 2, man. And none of these movies, even though they were horrible, none of these movies actually made me want to say, God, I don't want to watch this anymore. This one, it's not even about the fact that this, let me take it one by one. Its story, first of all, it's like this is what Michael Bay does. Every Transformers movie, it's like, what am I gonna do? Okay, let's put another artifact, let's put another forgettable bad guy, let's put another global destruction that has to happen, and there you go, you've got the story, that's it. An artifact, a bad guy, destruction, that's it. than Optimus Prime. What ticks me off the most about the story of this movie is that, first of all, the fourth movie ended on a cliffhanger with Optimus Prime heading off to Cybertron or whatever to confront his makers, basically, like the gods. So you were like, oh my god, the next film could actually only have robots in it. Like, it could actually be a sci-fi movie. Like, it could actually be interesting. Now, a person that takes advantage of a good opportunity actually makes that kind of a movie, delivers what the audience is expecting. This guy says, fuck it, more human stuff. Cade again, motherfucking guy from Ted again, another hot girl who we don't give a shit about. Rey from fucking Star Wars was in that. And they made her another fucking Megan Fox, for God's sakes, and such a good actress. Like, more human stuff that we don't give a shit about, relationships between characters that we do not give a shit about, and like, this time even the robot fighting was like, so uninteresting. Not in the sense with the previous movies. With the previous movies, okay, it was robots fighting, but it was impressive, but we'd seen it before, so it wasn't a big deal. This time it was bad. It was bad. It wasn't even like something nice for you to watch, in the sense that it was actually something, you know, appealing to the human eye. I'm gonna get to the direction in a moment. Now I'm talking about the story. And what they did with the story, what it was supposed to be, if you read, let me find the online summary for this movie. Give me just a quick second here. Transformers, The Last Night IMDb fucking B. No, actually, the IMDb summary is kind of accurate. iTunes. This is gonna be fucking interesting. This review by this guy. Every time Michael Bay directs another Transformers abomination, the movies die a little. I mean, he means the movies in general, not Transformers. Yeah, there it is. iTunes summary for this movie. From director Michael Bay and executive producer Steven fucking Spielberg, for God's sakes, comes the biggest, most explosive Transformers yet. Our world's greatest hero becomes our fiercest enemy when Optimus Prime launches a mission to save Cybertron by destroying Earth. Now Bumblebee and Kate Yeager must lead the Autobots against their former ally in the ultimate battle to save mankind from annihilation. So, okay, different from what we were expecting, but still, it's a pretty good concept. Optimus turns bad. That's good, that's good. You could do something with it now, Optimus as a villain. So, I believe everyone who was, you know, given this mood before seeing this movie was actually expecting to see Optimus as a bad guy. People who have already seen this movie will know exactly what I'm talking about. Optimus was the bad guy for like, what, 15 minutes? 15 fucking minutes. It wasn't even about that. It wasn't even fucking about that. This was like, I don't even know what they were thinking. It's like, every time Michael Bay makes another Transformers movie, he just tries to link some sort of fact from the history of mankind to the existence of the Transformers to make it more cool. And it's just, oh my god, it just falls off a bridge. It's like, first, the Transformers were here in the beginning of mankind, at Neanderthal times, in the second movie. Then the Transformers went to the moon when we did the moon landing. Then, in the fourth movie, they were here when the dinosaurs were roaming the Earth. And then, on the fifth one, now we're gonna go back to medieval times to show you the Transformers. My fucking god, okay, the Transformers were here before, we get it, for fuck's sakes. Why does it have to be like that? Every fucking movie is like a copy of the previous one, just Michael Bay trying to make it more explosive or destructive or something like that. So basically, yeah, there's no story. There's no story. Now, fucking direction, man. Fucking direction. First of all, Michael Bay this time went a whole other way, and he tried to rip off Interstellar or something like that by changing the frame rate between shots in the movies, which can be interesting. Now, with Michael Bay's situation, if you remember, the shots that he takes on like action sequences are like half a millisecond long. So you're like, the sequences are like car, boom, robot, chick, bad joke, racist guy, telephone, robot again, car again, boom, ow, ah, ha, big boobs, ha, joke, car. So imagine these sequences, like every third sequence along this fucking craziness changes the frame rate. If you know what I mean. So it's like this and 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 this. My head hurts. My head literally hurts. This was tiring. This was physically tiring, not like mentally in the sense like, oh my god, what's this bullshit I'm watching. My eyes hurt from this shit. And let me now get to the second part of this direction. I'm watching this whole thing up until the like 2 hour mark. Absolutely nothing noteworthy has happened. And I'm like, okay, at least have a good climactic ending. At least have a good fucking third act. Oh my fucking god. The third act is like, okay, we're gonna make two planets collide and it's gonna be fucking amazing. Now, Michael Bay did what I call, I'm relying so much on the spectacle on this fucking movie that I'm gonna like drag it out to like monstrous proportions. They're just too fucking much. And not in a good way. First of all, before this guy starts putting CGI on everything and making CGI global cosmic destructions and stuff spinning around and worlds colliding with each other while planes are having sex in the sky, he needs to learn how to take like a picture, like a fucking proper picture, like horizon, okay, colors, okay, like this is the theme of this shot, this is a background, this thing was like fucking epilepsy, guys. This was epileptic. I recommend that you not watch this for your health. It made me so fucking dizzy. I love sci-fi sequences as much as any person possibly can. I couldn't enjoy this in the slightest, okay? It was like just showing us global destruction, okay, in impossible angles that you couldn't possibly understand what was going on, and like robot fightings for milliseconds. I mean, this was barely a Transformers movie. I don't even know what kind of movie this was. The way, the pace that this movie was going in, it was like so unnecessarily fast for a story so undeveloped. I mean, I literally cannot explain. I can't explain what was happening in this movie unless you guys see it. I mean, I've been watching this for 2.5 hours now. I have no fucking idea what was going on in this movie. Not in the sense that the story was complicated. It just made no fucking sense. I mean, it was moving so fast. I mean, 1 second they're on a plane, next second they're in the UK, next they're in the US, then they're on a submarine, then the submarine is underwater somehow, then they're actually finding an underground spaceship, like at the ground floor of the fucking Atlantic, and then they're walking around in that, and all of these changes happening within seconds. I mean, so many questions as to how, why, when, who, with whom, who is that? There's so many, there's even characters in these movies that I was like, what, who is this? Who is this guy? Guys, seriously, I know I'm coming off as the most bitter motherfucker in the universe right now, but there have been so few moments in my life that have been so freaking disappointed by a movie. I want to make a thing out of this. I want to make a thing of making videos by movies or series that disappoint me or impress me, basically, just to give you guys my insight or something like that. But tell you the truth, out of all the movies I've seen over the years, no movie has actually gotten me that fucking pissed off that I'm like, this shit is over, I'm sitting down right now, I'm turning on the camera, I gotta put this shit out there. So kudos Michael Bay, you actually fucking burst my bubble. You burst my bubble. No one's been fucking able to burst my bubble. I'm a hard person to please, but I'm an even harder person to let down. And man, you fucking done it. You fucking done it. I mean, This fucking movie actually had 4.5 stars out of 5 in iTunes. How much does it have on IMDb? Give me just a quick second. Okay, let me just read a couple of reviews here, guys, okay? Second, while the submersibles are following the submarine to the alien spaceship, the Navy SEAL says we are about to lose radio contact. Radio waves cannot pass through water, therefore radios are not used for underwater communication. It's stuff like that, man. It's stuff like that. I mean, these guys took a submarine. They took a submarine to a fucking alien spaceship, crashed like I don't know how many feet below sea level, and they actually, two human beings got out of that submarine and started walking around into that spaceship. Walking around with no suits and stuff. There was air in there. There was air. They mean to tell us that what? And this spaceship was supposed to have been at the bottom of the ocean since the Dark Ages. Since the Dark Ages. You mean to tell me that all these years underwater, under that fucking water pressure, there hasn't been a leak there? That this shit is not filled with water from top to bottom, that people can actually, I don't know, even if it was hollow in there, okay, and you could actually get out of there. I want physics guys to tell me, is it possible at that sea level for a human being to go out there, to be walking around at that level? Is it even humanly possible? I mean, So yeah, this movie got 5 out of 10 at IMDb. 5.2. Okay, more approachable to what it is, but they're still calling it half a movie. For God's sakes, man, for God's sakes. So yeah, I could be going on and on and on about this for a while. So I'm just gonna drop it. I'm going to drop it so you guys can take your time and, you know, maybe if you want to, you know, tell me if I'm an asshole, if I'm right, or if I'm just overreacting. I don't know, basically. But I would like to make a thing out of this, out of making videos and stuff about, you know, my opinion about stuff, because I like to express myself, and you fuckers like to listen. So it's probably gonna be happening once in a while. Don't get your hopes up. You know what I am. You know what I am. You know what I am. I don't stick to what I say. I go where the wind takes me. I'm like a fucking lily in the wind. You blow, I roam. Thank you for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to go blow my head out of the window. Thank you.